The number one response that I get back from my clients when I ask them, why don't you have more A players on your team? Is, well, Jonna, I can't afford A players. I hear this all the time. And if you are thinking to yourself, when's the last time that I said that to myself? The very good news that I have for you is that it is simply not true. Even if you are a small startup without a huge budget, it is possible for you to attract the top tier talent that you deserve. So if you are right now actively settling, actively lowering your expectations, actively disappointed with the performance of the B and C players on your team, then this is the video for you, because I am going to share my top 3 best practices and insights on how to attract top tier A player talent into your team, even if you aren't paying the most competitive salary on the market. So here we go. Best practice number 1, hire internationally. Now, bear with me. I know this sounds basic, but you would be surprised by how many entrepreneurs miss it. Because it's all well and good to hire internationally when I need like a marketing VA, right? But what about a CMO? Doesn't that have to be US based? And my question to you is, why? We hire operators, right? That's what we do for our clients. And we have found executive level COOs with decades of experience that work for literally 30 to 50% of what you would need to pay the equivalent person with equivalent experience in the US. And they are exceptional and they are ready to work for a company like yours. So if you can't hire the best talent within the US, look outside the US. Look outside of Canada and North America and the UK. There is incredible talent to be found everywhere across every single job in your business. I guarantee it. I have seen badass client success managers out of Latin America. I've seen incredible salespeople out of South Africa. So get creative and don't restrict yourself to just looking within your organic network or just looking within the United States. When bang for buck, you can get way more and way better talent outside of the US. What it starts with is your own beliefs that says, I don't believe that the best talent could be out there. I don't believe that the equivalent talent could be out there. And I promise you, it is. So, pretty basic. We all understand this. That's low hanging fruit. Best practice number 2 is where it gets interesting, because all the studies are in, and it turns out that people don't actually care about pay as much as maybe we think they do. Like, it's important, don't get me wrong. People need to feel like the salary is fair for the amount of value that they bring to the business. But beyond getting paid fairly, compensation is not actually what attracts the highest level talent. And if you want proof of this, why is it that nonprofits can pay their people like garbage and yet still attract top tier talent? It's because it's not about pay. What it is about is everything else. And everything else falls into 3 key categories. The first thing they care about is purpose, meaning, impact. Again, back to my nonprofit example, nonprofits can attract amazing talent because their work is meaningful. What people want more than getting paid well is knowing that their work makes a difference. Knowing that they make a difference, that they matter, that their work is valuable and meaningful, and that they are valued by the people that they work with. That internal fulfillment is so much more important day over day than getting the fattest paycheck. That internal fulfillment is what would allow them to stay with you and work with you for a long time, because they are satisfied and fulfilled by the work that they do. So why do you think it is that companies have vision and mission statements, that they have inspiring purpose, they have inspiring purposes and impact statements behind the work that they do? It's because they know that that will be a magnet for the top talent whose vision and whose mission resonates with yours. So if you haven't taken the time to really broadcast why it is important, the work that you and your business does is important to the world, do that. Because I promise you, there is incredible talent out there that wants to contribute to a mission like yours. They just didn't know that that's what you were there to do. So purpose is the first core category, making sure that the work your people get to do is meaningful. And that's on you and the purpose that your business brings to the world. Number 2 is growth. A players, more than they want to be at like the top floor of the elevator, they want the opportunity to grow. I personally have poached incredible talent where they may have been getting paid more somewhere else, but they were stuck against some upper limit. Like they were working at a bigger organization where they were getting paid a nice fat paycheck, but they had a boss above them and it was going to take 3 to 5 years for them to get their next promotion or pay raise. Versus, I can offer them coming in at the ground floor of my business with unlimited upward growth potential and the opportunity to build something really meaningful. Oh my God, that is a way sexier offer than a really fat paycheck, but a place that I don't get to grow, move, or challenge myself. A players care about growth. They want to always feeling like they are getting better and growing towards something. Give them that growth roadmap within your business, and you will be able to attract talent that you otherwise wouldn't. And then number three is autonomy. A players want control. They want control over their own creativity, their own innovation, their own roles. They want to be able to show up and do the work that they do when they want to, how they want to, without micromanagement. And this is especially true in newer generations. The new generations care about purpose, growth, and autonomy more than anything else. They want to be able to work remotely. They want to be able to work on whatever working hours fits their schedule, not your 9 to 5. The more autonomy you can put into the benefits section of your job description and the way that you position your workplace environment, the more you are going to keep the people who currently work with you. They are going to attract their other friends, their A player talent in their networks, and you will build and build and build because your company will become known as the best place to work. So if you're going to put your energy and focus towards anything, paying people more is expensive and may not actually get the best results. Working on your purpose, your growth, and your autonomy within your workplace environment is free. It doesn't cost you anything, and it will allow you to magnetize and attract top tier talent. And then that leads me to insight number 3, which is that I promise you, there are current members of your team that are looking and showing up like B2C and B and C players, but are actually A players. What do I mean by that? Let me give you an example. I have had in my life exactly one office administrative job. I lasted about 2 months. And pretty much all day, every day, I showed up to this terrible office and I just kind of like passively watched Netflix on the side as I did my nonsense, boring work for like 3 hours a day. And then I screwed around and then I went home, right? B player, absolute B player. I guarantee you, I was anyone's definition of a B player. But does that mean that I'm a B player forever? Does that mean that I was destined and born to be a B player? No. It means I was in a B player environment. But if you put me in a different company, a company where I'm being challenged and invited to bring my best to the table, oh, better believe it, I will level up. I will be the best damn A player you've ever seen. So my third insight and reflection back to you, and this one's a little bit more confronting, is are you creating an A player environment? Are you creating an environment where the talent that your people have is being invited to the table, where you are challenging them to bring their best innovation, their best creativity, their best productivity? Because I promise you, when I do the work with my clients to level up their workplace environment, the number one piece of feedback that I get is, Jonna, I was so surprised. I like couldn't believe it. I was like, where the fuck was all of this? These people that were just kind of puttering by are all of a sudden rocking it, are all of a sudden some of my top performers. Where did this come from? And so before you go out and place the problem external and say, man, I wish I had a better team, it's just that I don't have A players and I can't afford them. My question to you is, what hidden A players do you already have on your team that you're already paying at a perfectly acceptable rate, but you're not getting the highest level of performance and productivity from them? Now that is a much bigger topic, more than we have time to jump into today. But I would invite you to reflect on that. And if you want more best practices around how to level up the overall performance of your team and get the most out of the A players that you already have, so you don't have to go out and spend a lot of money to find more, that's what we can help you do too. So if you have any questions around attracting A players, how to take these tactical steps and build them into, for example, your hiring funnel, these are all things that we can support you on. Make sure that you book a call with Team Spyglass so we can dive deeper into where your talent gaps are, what you need to do to level up existing A players, and what key A players you need to find and bring in, and how to do that on a budget. Wish you the best of luck, and we will talk to you very soon.